Hey everybody, welcome to Dave and Joe Liberty Stand. Joe's going to tell us what we're getting ourselves into for this episode.
Well, we had talked about inalienable rights, and I kind of wanted to go further into what those are. So I was doing some little bit of looking up online.
And recap is they are rights that you get from God, not from government. So government cannot take them away from you.
I mean, government will
No, they're going to try, but that's why that's why the Constitution is built so that to try to prevent the government from taking these rights away.
Yeah,
and that's why the language in it is stated that way. So Joe's going to tell you some.
Well, yeah. So one of the things we mentioned was the act of self-defense for personal, family, innocence, and nation, to own and carry weapons for self-defense. So that's kind of ties in, but one way to defend ourselves is by weapons. So,
sure.
And that goes into the right. I think the right to bear arms, of course.
Well, it kind of goes. It evolves in time, like technology does.
Yeah, right. You have a sword or a stick with a point.
Like years from now, that means everybody should be able to have a laser gun. If that's what everybody has.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
right. Exactly. Right. Because if you're protecting yourself, and you don't like the guy over there has a machine gun or a gun, and you have a rock,
a slingshot.
Right.
Right.
Well, like David and Goliath, David used the weapon he had and so forth. So anyway, so then the other one, the next one, though, to own and control private property. So land. So land, it says land, money, personal items, intellectual property. So, you think about that. Even intellectual property.
A U.S. patent.
Yeah.
You have an idea that nobody else has thought of for a product or or a service of some sort that nobody else does. Well, I don't think it's service, but let's just say a product.
Yeah. Part of the
you can have a patent. That's why nobody else can copy that for X amount of years, and you can reap all the reward for your idea. It's intellectual property. Yeah.
So then the next one may get a little bit. You may think a little bit hairy, but to freely migrate with. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't read it right the first time. So there's not a problem. To freely migrate within the country or to leave the country.
Right.
So you could go to another, if a country's open.
We're not the Soviet Union or China or North Korea. If you want to go, there is no Soviet Union anymore. But back when they were, the wall and.
Yeah.
And you can come and go as you wish. But see, if you have a tyrannous country, if somebody goes, they're not coming back. That's why they're trying to get out to begin with. But within a free country, you're just leaving to travel and see what's going on in other places.
And you want to go back.
And you want to come back.
But you don't necessarily have to.
But you don't have to, right? Yeah.
But,
the more stupid people keep voting the way they do, the more people will just want to leave and not come back.
Right.
That's actually a statistical fact that's been going on. But anyway.
Well, and I think,
digress.
Again, and all that goes into, kind of what we're talking about. So the next one would be the right to worship or not to worship.
Right.
God in the manner one chooses. So if whether or not, like we were talking about, kind of the person who doesn't believe in or doesn't want to worship God, or they want to worship whatever they want to worship, then that's part of that. To associate with or disassociate from, I like that part, any person or group.
Right. Yeah, you're not forced. You don't have to know somebody.
I like that.
No, you're assigned to
disassociate.
You're assigned to Dave, and by God, Joe, you got to be with Dave.
Right.
But I don't want to be with Dave. No,
I want him to play tennis with me, and it's like, I don't want to play tennis.
I want to disassociate.
So he disassociates from that.
No, we're going to next weekend.
Okay.
Hey, let's have footage from that.
Oh yeah.
We'll do that.
Okay. To express any idea through print, voice, banner, or other media. So Yeah, why can't we? No, today in our country you can't because you're going to offend somebody. Well, yeah.
Great side story.
Okay.
I just heard this a couple days ago. Out of all places, I couldn't believe. I heard this story, and I missed where it was, what college this was coming from.
Okay.
This college, I'll wait and tell you what the college is after I tell you what happened here. All the students got a notice coming back to school. This college does not. We don't have safe zones here.
Oh.
You can't go somewhere to not hear somebody that's hurting your feelings or saying something you don't want to hear. Anybody can say anything they want wherever they're at.
Right.
And people that are coming here to speak because they were asked by another group, if your group doesn't like them, it doesn't matter. We're not going to cancel them because somebody's offended by them being here.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap, it sounds like America again. Oh, wow. This is the way it's supposed to be. And then I heard it's the University of Chicago.
Oh, wow.
And I damn near crap myself. I couldn't believe, out of all the places somebody's being America,
I was thinking,
it's in Chicago.
Purdue, but
no, I don't think.
Great.
I don't know. We'll have to check on this, do some work. But I don't think we have.
Well,
kind of
I know the Gideons can hand out Bibles on campus, so
yeah, I don't think we have that nonsense here.
yeah.
But I know that that's prevalent.
Yeah.
All over the place.
Right.
But I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. So the next one on to be secure in one's home, papers and person against unwarranted searches and seizures.
That'd be the Fourth Amendment.
So privacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of these. Well, and then when we were looking at that, watching that talk about the foundations, the history of our country and the Constitution, they talked about how they took, like, the founders had 24, I think that it was 24 inalienable rights, wasn't it? That they took from the, I should have looked that up, but they took from the Old Testament, actually.
And by the way, I gotta make a public apology to Joe here. I had him sit down to watch this. It was almost like a documentary kind of thing. It wasn't quite, but it was sort of like, it was just it was kind of like school on the computer, basically.
Right.
And he kept, I hate, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I'm trying to talk to somebody or show them something and they're messing around on their thing.
That's a great pet peeve to have.
It's just, I just find that so disrespectful and I get crazy. And I didn't realize he was probably making notes until later.
No.
So I was like, you put that down and listen and watch this.
Yes, Dad.
And then I realized later that he was trying to make notes.
No, but I think I agree.
If I knew you were just making notes for our show, what you were doing.
Initially I wasn't.
Okay, so I was right.
So you were right. You were right. So then, so the next one is to be advised of the charges in the event of arrest, to have a judge determine if the accused should be held for trial or for punishment, to have a judge determine, to be tried by a jury of one's peers and face one's accusers in the event of being charged with a crime. Now that one, I think of the Old Testament where if someone was to accuse you, they have to have a witness.
Right.
So that kind of goes into that, I think. To be tried by a jury, to suffer no cruel or unusual punishment. So that's
varies as years go by. That's what that.
Well, yeah, and it's just societally wise, but it's still.
I mean, once upon a time, not that long ago, we hanged people for stealing horses
in the United States. Well, yeah, but I mean, I think maybe pulling out their fingernails or something like that. I don't think we've ever acknowledged
pushing somebody's eyeballs in.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, to establish, monitor, control, and petition our servant government, by the way, to help secure the above rights. So yeah, you petition
Hey, we're almost out of time, and I got a story for like
to abolish said government when it becomes destructive of these rights.
Yeah, and here we are today, right now. That's where we are.
Yep. Wow. Okay.
We have landed. Now, you wait. I don't know if it's the other phone or if it's in that one or whatever, but or pad or whatever, but
right.
It was the Declaration of Independence thing you were telling me about the right to inalienable right to oh hell, it's in the Declaration of Independence. I'm having a hard time.
Oh yes, I know what you're getting at. Yeah, the right pursuit of happiness, life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness.
Now, the pursuit of happiness. When that was originally written, that wasn't in there. It was read it again. What you just read.
Well, I just took it off my top of my
I wanted it on there.
Oh, I know. I mean, I took off my. I'll find it though. But what about that? You said
the pursuit of happiness. It was the pursuit of property.
Oh, really?
Do you know why they took that out of there and put the pursuit of happiness instead of property?
Happiness is kind of what do you call that? It's relative. It's not.
Well, we are founded.
Makes me
we are
feel.
founded.
That's a feeling.
We are founded on a group of individuals. So happiness to you, maybe you want a big house. Maybe I want a cool car. Maybe I want lots of chicks.
So I should be able to.
Everybody decides what their own
right,
and you have the freedom to pursue whatever that is you want. So it's still it's still a good thing.
Okay.
But the reason they took property out was because there was slavery, and they could not come together to get the 13 colonies together because of the divide of the North and the South, the slavery thing.
Okay.
And if you put property in there at the time,
it was a person.
It was a person. It was a slave.
Wow.
So there could have never been a civil war to free the slaves. So they changed that. So they're down the line in history, down the line in our country's history, we could unravel that wrong thing that was happening. But if we had property in there, there could always be argued that no, they're property. So that was something very smart that the founders did to get the other, to get us all together. You know?
Right.
They said, we'll deal with that later.
Yeah, because it was a divisive.
Because we couldn't do it now.
Yeah.
Right. And right now we got to defeat the British. We don't have time to dilly-dally,
right.
You know.
They had good discernment of thinking, okay,
so
let's not fight that battle now.
Right. Well,
because it's not going to happen
but
now.
that'll leave the opportunity later
right.
to do that.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But
well,
anyway.
Right. Yeah. Well, thanks, guys.
We got another good one.
And gals, we'll be back. God bless you.
Bye.